to the power 2 plus 3x plus 2 divided by x raised to the power 2 minus x minus 2. That my answer should look like this. Ax plus b all over cx minus d. And the values of a, b, c, d should be integers, meaning they should be counting numbers. That is it. So what we do here is that quadratic equation you have learned how to do. We begin by finding two numbers, that is using factorization method. And there are two numbers we can multiply and get 2. And when we add them, we get 3. What are those two numbers? First, if you add them, you get 3. If you multiply them, you get 2. That is the method of factorization of quadratic equation. The numerator is a quadratic equation. The denominator is a quadratic equation. That is why I have to do it that way. So any two numbers, what are they? 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So I write x raised to the power 2 plus 2x plus x plus 2. So I have done it for the numerator. Two numbers. So I have simplified the middle one, 3x, to become 2x plus x. Now I go to the denominator. I look for two numbers, I multiply and get minus 2. When I add them, I get minus 1. What are they? They are minus 2 and the positive 1. If I multiply them, I will get minus 2. If I add them, I get minus 1. So I will write the denominator. If you pay attention, you will hear me clearly and you will understand what I'm doing. Nothing is done magically. Everything is done with a detailed explanation. So if your classroom attitude is maintained, which is paying attention to your teacher, especially during explanations, there is nothing you will miss here, because I am not doing it magically. I am doing it thoroughly, explaining it. So now I have expanded the denominator in the form I can factorize it. So what I will do now, I put this into brackets and then come to the numerator and do the same thing. Therefore, at the numerator, I will look for what is common in the first bracket. That is x. Then inside the bracket will now become x plus 2. Then I go to the second bracket. What is common there is plus 1. Therefore, I have inside the bracket x plus 2. Then at the denominator, I will look for what is common in the first bracket. That will give me x. Inside the bracket, what will be left is x minus 2. Then I go to the second bracket. I will look for what is common. And that is going to be, that is going to be minus 1. Okay? So that inside the bracket, I will now have, hang on, this place I chose minus 2 and plus 1. It means that this place is meant to be plus. Okay, if anybody listen to me very well, you will know that the second x will be plus x, because 1 here is plus, and then the other one is minus 2. So therefore, here is going to be plus 1 common, and then meaning that what will be left inside the bracket is x minus 2. If you have any question, you can ask me before I continue. Any? Do you have any question?
No.
Okay, moving forward, at the numerator, I will use this x, this particular one, and this one to form a bracket. That is x plus 1. I will now take one of these, since they are the same, x plus 2. At the denominator, I will take this and form another bracket. That is x plus 1. Then this and this must be the same if you factorize it very well. That is x minus 2. At this point, something must be common at the numerator and denominator. And that is this one, x plus 1 and the x plus 2. My work is done. So what I got now is x plus 2 all over x minus 2. Let's go back to what they said, that the answer must be in the form ax plus b, cx minus d. Okay? Ax plus b, cx minus d. So we compare our answer to that. Look at it. Ax plus b and all over cx minus d. What it means, therefore, is that a is an integer 1, b is an integer 2, and the c is an integer 1. Okay? C is an integer 1, and d is an integer -2. So this is the solution to that question. Ask me questions on this solution. Mona, from you, what question do you have from the solving? Ask me a question.
No.
No, it's not a reply. What does your no mean? I say ask me a question, you say no. Okay. Kaife, your own. Any question?
No.
Please copy it down. Question 1. Don't copy only the solving. Copy both the question. Copy the question and the solving. 2x raised to power 2 plus 7x plus 3 divided by x raised to power 2 plus 2x subtract 3 can be written in the form ax plus b all over cx minus d. Exactly the same method. Therefore, before I factorize the numerator, follow me, I am going to use these two here to multiply 3 first. So 2 times 3 will give me 6. I will look for 2 numbers I will multiply to get 6. And when I add them, I get 7. And that is 1 and the 6. 1 times 6 is 6. And 1 plus 6 is 7. So I will write that numerator now like this. 2x squared plus 6x plus 1x, which is the same thing as x, plus 3, divided by, I come to the denominator, two numbers that I can multiply to get minus 3. And when I add them, I get plus 2. And that is going to be what? 1 and the what? And minus 3. If I times 1 by minus 3, I get minus 3. If I plus the 2, sorry, here will be plus, and here will be minus. So if I multiply the 2, I will get minus 3. And when I add the 2, Mona, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
And when I add the 2, I will get plus 2. Therefore, it is now going to be x squared minus x plus 3x, then minus 3. I will now do exactly what I did before. Putting them into brackets will look like this. Then I will look for what is common. Common in the first bracket on the numerator is 2x. 2x is common. Inside the bracket I have x plus 3 left. Common in the second bracket is plus 1. So I write plus 1, then I have x plus 3. I go to the denominator. What is common there is just x. Then remaining in the bracket is x minus 1. In the second bracket, what is common is positive 3. Inside the bracket remains x minus 1. For you to know if you are correct, the two brackets must be the same. If they are not the same, you are wrong. So that is the only way you figure out if you are correct. What I mean by that, this bracket and this one must be the same. This and this must be the same. That is when you know you are correct. Therefore, I am going to add this and this, and also this and this. Then I choose one of the brackets. So I write 2x plus 1. Then choosing one of the brackets will now be x plus 3. At the denominator, I will choose x plus 3. That is the external ones. Those ones outside the bracket. Then choosing one of the brackets is x minus 1. I am done simplifying the two numerator and the denominator, the two fractions, or the two expressions rather. So I can see what is common, and that is x plus 3 at the denominator, x plus 3 at the numerator. That will now give me a refined answer, which will now be 2x plus 1 at the numerator, and at the denominator, x minus 1. Going by what they say we should compare it to look like after solving. Look at it here. That is this. So, ax plus b and the cx minus d. We compare our answer now. From here, ax plus b over cx minus d. You can now agree that the value of a is 2 and the value of b is 1. The value of c is 1 and the value of d is negative 1. They are integers, as the question has asked us or told us. Any question? Talk to me.
No.
From both of you, it is well
No.
understood, okay? All right, you can write.